Now for this lesson, we're going to draw a square post with square pegs. Let's start with a foreshortened square. Put two dots far apart for this one. The first post is going to be large. Put your finger in the middle, put it out above and below your finger. Keep these two dots rather close together. Keep them kind of squished because we want to make that foreshortened square. We want to draw the top of our box. Now this, I use this a lot, this card, this sketch here. Remember that foreshortened square? These two dots, keep them squished, okay? We're going to be using, this is a wonderful scribble I made that to use as a reference. You might want to draw something like this inside the front page of your sketchbook. A quick box just to remind you the directions of the lines, okay? Let's take this, draw the foreshortened square. Now remember, those positions are going to help you align your lines, like lining up your tires. You know when you ride in the car, if the wheels are lined up, it's a smooth ride. If the wheels are not lined up, it starts wobbling or shaking. Same with your drawing. If your lines aren't lined up and they're not referring to each other in one of those four common positions, your drawing will have a tendency to wobble or to look like it's rickety and going to fall over. So I'm going to draw this post here. There's a nice thick post, okay? Nice good structure to start with. Foreshortened square, and the sharp edge, we're going to shade the solid. It'll be shaded the same value on this side and light on this side. I'm going to keep our light coming from up here, the top, right, coming down. Now, as compared to our last lesson, remember our last lesson that we drew the round post? Remember this? If you haven't done this yet, this is a great lesson to work with. We drew a foreshortened circle with the contour. Well, on this one, we're going to draw a square post, okay? Using this guideline, this line right here, okay, with this line right here I call direction northwest, and this line right here, we call this direction northeast, all right? Now, if we shoot a line coming down, let's say I want to draw a vertical line right here, draw a vertical line. From the top line, I'm going to continue this line. Now watch this, following the guideline above, keeping that line shooting out. Look at this. Got to keep going back and forth so it won't droop. A lot of people will droop this line. Don't droop it. Look at mine's even drooping a little bit. This line, shooting way down here, this line I call direction southeast. It's just going to help us position. These just are reference lines. They're not, scientific terms or anything. It's just a loose idea of a compass. Now I'm going to draw, I'll make my post about this long right there. So I'll draw another vertical line. Now this end of the post is larger than this peg. This will be a square peg, square post, okay? Now from right here, and look at this is going to shoot back here. I'm going to do the same thing I did on my round post with round pegs. This line is going to go all the way through. I have to keep going back. Look, I made a mistake over here. It's all right. Using alignment, it gets larger as it comes towards you. Now watch this. This gets smaller. It's further away. That's that word size. Near things are larger, and it's going back. And draw a vertical line back here. Look at this. This is larger. This is smaller. This is closer. This is further away. That's that word size. So let's draw a post right back behind here. Look at this line matches this line. All right, see that? Turn the corner. This is going to get a little bit larger as it comes towards your eye. See this? Go ahead and you can zoom in. We'll take a better look at that. Go ahead. Come on in here. Right about there. Now look at this. This line and this line match. Now, turning the corner, going uphill here to the right. Okay, following the guideline, always go back to the first one. As I get down here, if I start using these lines as a reference, and if I made this wobbly, it'll really distort it. But I always go back to my first foreshortened square. Okay, uphill to the right, coming over here, gets larger as it comes towards you. You can be as loose and sketchy as you want. You can clean it up later. Okay, now following the guideline here, going back to the front. Look at that, go uphill the same angle. Isn't that fun? There's your post. Now, let's go back here and finish this one behind. This is smaller. I'm going to darken in the edge, darken in the edge, darken in the edge. And then going up here to this line. See these lines? This line match, and so does this line. See that? And keep going back, and it gets smaller. See that? You can barely see the post. Isn't that fun? There's the first one. Now, let's do another one down here. We'll erase that later. Go ahead and pull out just a bit on the camera. Right there's good. And I'm going to start about right here. Draw the vertical line about right here. And I'm going to have this post going right through here, following this guideline. You know what? I'm not going to be able to see it very well right here. So I'm going to move it down just a bit. I think I'll make the post start down here so we can see the bottom of it, okay? All right, and I'll end it about right there. Okay, I'm going to lower it. That's all right. We're going to adjust our picture just a bit. Now, following the guideline, the reason I did this, I moved it down, is because I want to make sure you can see a smaller edge back here. It's going to get smaller and smaller, following the guideline. Look at it, so it's disappearing. You can barely even see it back there as it is. All right, and then, well, ideally what I was going to do is make sure you can see more of it, but I started there. Well, we'll make it work. I'll figure it out. Okay, let's get smaller. Going back to the guidelines. Getting smaller, draw a vertical line. How long do you want to make this? I'll make it about that long. Using that first guideline. This is all about alignment and foreshortening, this lesson here. Northwest line up here. So I'm going to come down here. Go back up to the northwest. Come down over here. Now, I got an email from someone saying that they didn't like me going back so much, you know, shooting across so much. But I've been doing that for 40 years. I've been drawing. I'm 45 years old, and ever since I was 5 years old, when I started learning how to draw a box, I've been using that. Okay, now go uphill here. This is getting larger as it comes towards you, so it's hard for me to stop that. Going back here, we're using that as a reference. Look at that nice little box. Alignment. This is what's important. Coming all the way down here. Vertical line here that gets smaller back over here. Smaller and smaller in a vertical line. Okay? Now, what else? Oh, you know what? You can put a collar around here if you want. You want to get really crazy. But I'll save that for another lesson. Now, let's go ahead and clean up our drawing a little bit. We have pegs, square pegs, and a square post. Let's go ahead and erase our guidelines. Erase it if you want to clean up just a little bit. Clean up your drawing. I remember 20 years ago, I used to break my students' erasers if they were erasing. I'd go, hey, don't erase. And now here I am erasing. You get kind of mellow out with age a little bit, don't you? All right, now I'm going to shade. I'll use a graphite pencil here, but you just use the side of your pencil to shade it. I'm going to shade a whole edge. I just have these wonderful sticks, these graphite sticks. These are great. You get these are compressed. That's charcoal. I don't want to use charcoal yet. Charcoal is fine, but it's kind of messy. This is graphite pencil, see, that comes in these neat little sticks. Sometimes you can use these if you want, all right? Any pencil will do. This just helps me shade a bigger area faster. See, when I'm doing these lessons. Now keep in mind where the light's coming from, okay? Shade opposite the light. I'm not going to shade over there yet. And then I will take my stomp. Now, I'm not going to blend it. I'm just going to smooth it out, okay? I'm not blending it from dark to light. I'm just smoothing the whole thing out. Just smoothing it out to make it look nice, okay? I'm not going from dark to light. That's only on a round object will I go dark to light. This is just a smoothing, just something to smooth it out here. Okay, just to make it look cool. And just smooth out. Make sure I get the edges nice and clean in there. See that? Cool. What? Oh my goodness! There's just I can't stop. How many more minutes do I have till 10? 9 minutes. 1 more minute. Well, let's go ahead and put a quick window here. Since we did this on the round one, going up to the right. Okay, following the guidelines. Look at this. There's a window on the right. Turn the corner. We pull out of a building. Now we're going to go in. Following the guideline. Going up here. Look at this. Following the bottom line again, following that northeast line. Look at that. You have a little window. Put the contrast shadow inside there. See, the window's on the right side. See that? Window's on the right side, so I put the thickness on the right side. What if I wanted to put a window over here on this side here? Follow the guidelines you've already drawn. You see the top lines up, and the bottom lines up right here. And then, thickness is on the left because I switched sides on the window. This thickness line lines up with this line. See the inside? It gets larger. Let me go ahead and put that contrast back there. Isn't that fun? And then, you know what I'll do is I'm going to erase just an edge here because that's going to be coming toward the sun. There you go. But I will shade just a bit inside that. And I will keep in mind where your light's coming from. I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow under here, and I will put a nice dark undershadow right here. Oh, that reminds me, since the sun's coming up here, look at this. Let's put a little bit of a shadow cast down, see from the sun? Sun's coming down here. Put a little bit of a shadow right here on the side. Maybe a little bit of an undershadow under here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? A little bit of a cast shadow. Undershadow. Yeah. Very cool. I'm going to make this shadow extend it out. Look at this, because the thickness is underneath there, see? There we go. It's just so hard to stop the drawing. Always put the shadow opposite the light source, and there you have your square post with square pegs. I'll see you on the next lesson. Excellent job. Yeah.